Good morning, student. I am Suraj Kumar, your geography teacher. And in the last class, we are looking into the four pillars of the human development. So we are into this chapter, human development. And day before yesterday, we looked into the different aspects of human development, growth and development. Then the new theory proposed by Dr. Mahbubul Haq and Dr. Amartya Sen, under which people become the center of human development. And then we looked into the four pillars of human development, which are equality, sustainability, productivity, and empowerment. So all these things are already covered under this topic, human development. Equality refers to what was equality? Equality refers to making equal access of opportunity available to everybody. What it means? It means that all the people having equal quantity, equal quality will used to get same kind of job, and their return should be on the basis of their skill and hard work. So instead of equal, it's equality. So equality has, under the same circumstances, equal access to opportunity must be there for each and every person. So this is equality. Then sustainability refers to doing some long-time development, keeping in mind something about the future generation. So future generation, we need to have to leave something for the future generation, and that thing is related with sustainability. So sustainability means continuity in the availability of opportunity to sustainable human development. Each generation must have same opportunity, means present generation and the future generation all have same sort of opportunity, and keeping all the things, keeping the resources must be, all the kind of resources must be used keeping in mind of future generation. Then productivity in the sense of human productivity. So here the center of development is human development. So human is considered as the resource. So here everything is in terms of growth and development of human resource. Here the efforts must be there to increase the knowledge of the human being or the human resource. At the same time, there is a need of a better health facilities, and all these will ultimately lead to a better work efficiency. So in terms here, actually productivity is to be measured in terms of work efficiency. And then the last topic, empowerment, was the fourth pillar of human development. So empowering people means to have more choices, means people have been given more choices. That indirectly means empowering people. So empowerment of socially and economically disadvantageous group in terms of more in terms of providing them more choices. It's all about the empowerment. Then comes approaches of human development. So there are many ways. There are many ways of looking at the problem of human development. Some of the important approaches are given below. They are discussed one by one under this table 4.1. Different approaches are: income approach is there. First one is the income approach, then welfare approach, then minimum need approach, and then lastly the capability approach. So from here under this table we will look one by one. First one is the income approach. So under this income approach, this is one of the oldest approach of human development. Human development is seen as being linked to income. Here everything is linking with income. Higher the level of income is considered as the higher the level of human development. The idea is that the level of income reflects the level of freedom of individual enjoys. Means whatever is the level of income in the society, that will actually is reflecting the freedom available to people or available to individual being, so that they can enjoy their quality of life on the basis of ample opportunity in the market. So this is all about the income approach. Then the welfare approach. So this welfare approach looks at human being as beneficiary or target of all kind of development activity. So here benefits or the welfare of the people is the main focus area, main key area, and this approach argues for higher government expenditure on key areas, which is very necessary for the development of human being itself. Human resource, keep in mind the development of the human resource. Government or this approach argues for the government to have a more expenditure on key areas or key factors for the development of human being, like education, health, social secondary and amenities. People are not participant in development but only passive recipients. Instead of actively participating in the development, here the people is a part of recipient groups. मीन्स लोग जो हैं एक्चुअली में वो डेवलपमेंट का पार्ट ना होकर के यहाँ पे रिसीविंग एंड पे पीपल है. सो हेयर वेलफेयर अप्रोच टॉक्स ऑफ कि गवर्नमेंट लोगों के लिए उनके ओवरऑल ग्रोथ, डेवलपमेंट और स्किल इन्हांसमेंट के लिए गवर्नमेंट विल do expenditure on education, health and other amenities, so that they get skilled and set the people get skilled and sit at the center of this approach. And in this approach, instead of being participating in the development process, means instead of being the part of production increase or development, people, instead of active participation, they are just passive and they are sitting on the receiving end. They are recipient. Instead of participants, they are recipients. So they receives the mutual benefit of all the things. And government is made responsible for increasing level of human development by maximizing expenditure on welfare. So it's completely the responsibility is forced on the government for increasing the expenditure and money for the overall development of human being under this welfare approach. Then comes the third one, that is the basic need approach. So this definition is given by ILO, International Labour Organization, and ILO proposed that there is a 6 basic need which each and every individual and human being have necessary. Means that is the minimum condition each and every human being must enjoy all these things as is given by International Labour Organization. So ILO proposed that 6 basic needs include health, education, food, water supply, sanitation and housing. So these 6 things are the most important and most basic needs each and every person have to be there in their life. So by identify these all things, health, education, food, water supply, sanitation and housing, these all 6 key area are the basic needs under this basic need approach, and the question of the human choices is ignored, and the emphasis on provision of basic needs of defined section. So instead of increasing the choices for each and every individual and human being, here the main emphasis is on the provision of basic needs, that government will try or give efforts to provide all these basic needs to their citizen. But the negative is, instead of inventing in the market or looking for other choices or different angles, options in the market, more discovery and more search here and there will stop down in a long run, and people then only look for the basic needs to be fulfilled by the government itself. So this is the basic negative and positive thing of this basic need approach. Then comes the capability approach. This approach is associated with our Indian economist Amartya Sen. Building human capability in the area of health, education and access to resources is the key under this approach. That education and access to resource and health and education is the factor which need to be improved day by day, and on the basis of that access to resources will increase, and in long run it is the key to increasing human development. So all these things is about the different approaches of human development. You need to look all these things in detail. Then the first topic for today is measuring human development. So HDI, that is Human Development Index, is the index which ranks the different countries of the world based on their performances in the key area like health, education and access to resources. So HDI used to provide this ranking on the basis of these things, on the basis of health condition of the particular area, education and literacy rate of the particular area, and then the resources available to the given area and particular area to the people. So on the basis of all these things, HDI used to provide ranking, and based on and that ranking is on the basis of the score between the 0 to 1, where the country who is on the top side is having a score nearer to 1, whereas those country which is not on the correct path, or those country which is not doing properly is having a score nearer to 0. So between 0 to 1 there is a different scores, and on the scores, and on all these scores the ranking will be provided by HDI, Human Development Index. The indicator chooses to assess the health here under the HDI, Human Development Index. The real indicator which assess the health is life expectancy at birth. Higher the life expectancy means that the people have a greater chances to live longer and stay healthier. The adult literacy rate and the gross enrollment ratio represents access to knowledge and the number of adults who are able to read and write, and the number of children enrolled in the school shows that how easy or difficult it is to assess the knowledge in a particular country. So it is all about this knowledge, literacy rate and gross enrollment ratio at the school level, which will force children, or which will inspire children, and which will enable children to read and write, and on the basis of that number of children enrolled in school shows how easy or difficult it is to assess knowledge in a particular country. So access to resources is measured in terms of purchasing power in US dollar. Each of these dimensions is given a weightage of 1/3. Human Development Index is a sum total of the weightage assigned to all these dimensions. The closer a score is to 1, the greater is the level of development. Means whatever developed country is there, their score is nearer to 1. So top is 1, and all the developed countries, few of the among developed countries will lie nearer to 1. Therefore, on the basis of this, the score like 0.983 would be considered very good or very high, while 0.068 would mean a very low or human development. So Human Development Index measure attainment in human development. It reflects what has been achieved in a key area of human development, yet not most reliable measure. But because it does not say anything about the distribution, the Human Poverty Index is related to the HPI. This index measures the shortfall in economic development. So both of these index will work together and give the perfect solution or perfect idea about the things. So that's it for the day. I will look into the details, or I will cover it into the next chapter. See you. Bye bye.